All right, does it look like it's recording?
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Thank
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So again, we are here for JA It's My Future Ag related training. Thank you for joining us today. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, great. So there are 6 lessons with JA It's My Future blended. You should be getting a guidebook, either digitally or a paper one. It might look like this. It might look like a copied packet. Otherwise, it'll be a PDF. And you can print those out if you get them via email. So that like this, whatever guide you get, feel free to mark up as you're preparing. And it will take you, gosh, I would probably spend minutes getting ready for each lesson. Maybe even a little through it in detail. Plan ahead and pull out your materials that you will need for that specific lesson. Pulled the lesson specific. I know for Greater Mankato specifically, so that each lesson is already pulled and marked with a sticky note. You're getting cut out. Can you hear me okay now? Sorry, it's my speak. So please pull out each lesson materials that you will need before each day. You will get a login information from our database team to get logged in. And also the teacher will get the same login information. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. We're just going through JA It's My Future Ag related information. You will get your guidebook or it'll be emailed to you. And it'll take you at least 15 to 20 minutes to prepare each lesson. If you want to go through it in detail, it'll take you longer. Okay. Your login information again will come from our database team. The teacher will stay in the classroom with you the entire time, and the teacher will also have the login information to get into this blended program. We are asking that teachers log in ahead of time so that everything is up for you and it can be an easy click and go process. Do you have any questions with that? Your login information, the junior achievement team is getting everybody registered this week as far as volunteers and classrooms go. So you probably won't see that login information for another week or so.
Katie, could I ask an overall question? And I'm sorry I'm late. You might have covered this earlier, so my bad.
Sure.
I don't like it when people do that to me. This, we had exchanged some emails yesterday, and then Emma and I visited, and this is a same class, a series of lessons.
Yes.
Okay, I had gone into it thinking, and my bad, assuming it was a lesson and in different classes. Does it make sense? I'm happy to do the first one. I can, or does it make a little more sense to have some continuity with the same Emma volunteer rather than have me start and then her take over? I'm not trying to bow out, but I'm kindly saying, is that maybe a better idea?
Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. For this program, and with it being a middle school program, we have had it where, and I've stepped in, later on, we've had volunteers sign up for 1 and 2, and then a J for the other ones. It doesn't matter. The nice both of you is that both of you can share your stories with agriculture and your career path. And that's a big part of this class as well. And that's why we do like multiple volunteers to share those stories, because we don't want students to think that it's just farming. If I like agriculture, my family's in agriculture, but I don't know if I want to be a farmer. Well, there's other options. And that's really what we want to get across with this program,
Okay.
especially them being, at, middle school age, that there's time to choose classes and to, understand that there are many avenues.
Okay.
That's up to Emma. Either way would be fine.
I almost wonder, Emma, I don't know if you think about maybe the first one doing it together. I don't know what you think about that, Emma.
That actually would probably be a good idea. So,
I just hate to start out
Yeah.
and then
mhm.
have somebody new come in and do all the rest and not really knowing what I covered kind of in the first one or what questions or discussions went on. Why don't we talk about that, Emma? So I'll be quiet now and listen, but I maybe go into it with that as a possible outcome.
I was just going to add quickly that I've run this program earlier in the year, not with the ag component, but people have been going in and co-teaching, and it works out really well. I love your idea of both of you being there the first time, and then whoever can show up
And-
for the remaining 6 sessions, the students are familiar
Yeah,
with you both.
Yeah, and that's really my only availability for April and May. There's only 1 week right now where I'm not flying out on a Monday and flying back on a Friday.
Okay.
So,
Well, you could always beam in from the
well,
from
no, I
the
can't.
airlines.
I'm with other groups and if I was available, yes. However, that's not the way it works.
That's okay. I was just teasing.
I wish that was true. It'd mean I have some downtime. So,
No, that's a great idea. Yep.
okay.
That,
Thanks for
what
adding that,
works best.
Vanessa.
Perfect. So yes, it is 6 lessons. We did send out guides via email. I'm sorry about that. The first printed guide looked a little different. This is the blended version, which means that it is paper copies for students, also digital imaging and curriculum for the kids. All right. Can everybody hear me okay? Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now. Let me see if I can get into. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Excellent. So I'm just going to go through lesson 1, and it's called My Brand. The biggest thing with this is that you're going to want your guide in front of you, and when you're setting up your class ahead of time before you actually go to the school, I would suggest going through your guidebook and going through the digital platform at the same time to make sure everything matches up. So if you do have a guidebook, you can pull that out. And again, this is just lesson 1, My Brand. This will be the front screen. And again, we're going to ask teachers to have this up ahead of time. Now, the biggest thing that I would suggest is just practicing going through the slides. So you'll see the journey. There are going to be 6 lessons. My Brand. Lesson 2 would be career paths and clusters. Lesson 3 is high growth careers. Lesson 4 is career mapping. 5 is on the hunt. And lesson 6 is soft skills. Now, this is a video that we'll play during the class. And you're going to watch it all the way through. I'll play it here, and then we will click to the next slide.
I'm not getting any audio. I don't know if that's important or not. I bet when you hit share your screen, you didn't slide that thing on include computer sound. I do that all the time.
All right, so that was the video. If you do take a look at your guide, if you have lesson 1 guide in front of you, you will see on page 12 that you can go through the student guide with them. You'd pass that out, and then you talk about the class a little bit. And again, on page 13, it tells you what to say. This journey will be taken together starting in this session and be moving through the next 5 sessions as you head toward your future. Okay. And then you talk a little bit about branding. You would show the video. After this video, I'm going to click the next arrow. And you'll see this again in your guidebook. Brand messaging, you talk a little bit about Nike. And it tells you even what to say in the guidebook. So discuss questions on the student guide. Why did Nike include so many different sports and famous athletes in this video? Okay, so students would answer the questions. Why did they show so many Nike branded clothes and products? Again, students would be answering those questions as well. So everything that you need to present would be in that guidebook. We would also want you to include your own stories, maybe about your own businesses, that sort of thing as well, and relate it to your career field and the egg industry. Any questions on this so far? All right, I will move forward. So again, you'd be asking students, how would you describe yourself as a brand? And you would relate something to maybe Nike. Nike defines itself, its brand, by providing sturdy products for sports and athletes, both professionally and amateur. Think about how you might describe yourself. So it really does tell you what to say. And again, this is a great opportunity for you to relate back to your own career field and the egg industry. Brand, and this would be defining now. Again, these students, you'd want to give them their handouts ahead of time. I usually like to have those sitting right in front of them as they walk in the classroom. So if the teacher wants to help hand out all the handouts, you can do that before they get in, have them at their spots, have them pick them up as they're walking in, so everything's in front of them.
Does the teacher have those handouts, or do we need to make them and bring them?
I dropped those off at your office yesterday. Those would be the ones that I dropped off, those packets.
Okay, they're the ones sitting on my desk then. Very good.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're going to see the word brand at the top here. So instead of clicking the arrow to the right, you want to learn more. So whenever you see a tab or a button down below, always click it. That's going to give the students the definition right in front of them so that they can write it in their assignment. Okay. And again, you're following your guidebook at the same time. You'll see the image that's on the slide right now that matches up with what to say as well. Questions on that? All right, we'll move on. So what is brand? And again, you're giving those definitions. You can talk about your own business, where you work. You can give other examples. And then we click on. Logos, powerful messages. So if you go to page 13 of your booklet, again, you'll see this image on the left. And you'll ask students how companies present themselves in pictures, words, and designs. For a hint, ask students to look at their own clothing. Ask what's on their athletic shoes, their pants pockets, fronts of their shorts. Guide students to see companies use their logo. And then you're asking the question, what is a logo? And again, you're accepting answers. And you're moving on to learn more with the definition listed, and they can go ahead and write this in their assignment. After you talk about what a logo is, you can move on to the story a logo tells. And again, you're talking a lot about Nike here, relating that back to that video. And there are bullet points for this slide as well through your booklet that you can go ahead and follow. What stories do these logos tell? Accepting all answers. And then you move on to tagline. And you can ask, what is a tagline? Accept their answers and then go to learn more. The definition will be listed. And you can move on. Any questions? Again, I think the biggest thing with this digital platform is just making sure that you know what buttons to press. So I would want to press the arrow if I saw something that said learn more here, so we could get the definition out in front of the kids. Otherwise, your guidebook is very user-friendly and it matches up exactly with the images shown here.
And I think you covered this just to confirm, we're using the school's computer, the teacher's the classroom equipment.
Correct.
Yeah, very good. I just wanted to confirm that.
Yep, that's a great question. Yes, and we are going to ask that the educators have this site already up.
Okay.
The classroom. And I know you can work with teachers on how they would like to. Sometimes educators, they will press the button to move forward, or if you know, if they have a laptop or something like that, then you can press the button to move forward.
Katie, do you
You
have
can work with the team.
what the for March 31 lesson, or what is the teacher's name or the classroom?
I believe you are at Mankato Central.
Hi,
We're at Mankato
and-
Central. Yes, you cut out there a bit.
hi, Tom. This is Liz. I had emailed you and Emma and Kristen Ollinger. Sorry, Katie, to interrupt.
Okay.
On Tuesday, I believe. So all her contact information is on there.
Kristen. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead. Feel free to reach out to myself or Katie or Kristen.
Very good.
But if you didn't get that, will you let Katie or
I'll take a
myself
look,
know?
Liz. I bet I did, and I'll
That's
slow
okay.
down a little bit and take a look at it, actually. Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
And that's a great comment, Tom. Yes, we will educators beforehand and ask that they have everything set up
Okay.
and that to make sure that they have the links that work as well. Thank you. So again, then we do an activity with the students. On page 17, we talk about logos. What kind of message does this logo send you? And then students can answer what kind of company or person might like this type of logo. What might it represent? What kind of reputation do you think the company might have? So we would hit reveal. We could talk about those images and move on. We talk about personal brands. And again, you're accepting all answers of different examples. Can you think of a person who might have a positive brand? Something like that. How would you describe personal brands? And these are examples of some personal brands, and you can go around and ask about these and say, all right, who, you know, and again, you're accepting answers and getting conversations going as well.
What's the brand on the right? I don't even know.
I don't know what this one is. Does anybody know?
Okay, I was gonna say I feel old. I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
students will know. And then again, here is the worksheets. You will have these ahead of time. Go ahead and start filling in the information here. What would your personal logo look like? How would it represent you? What do you want to be known for? What image do you want to present to the world? If the students and the teacher prefers to do this digitally, they can click on a link and design their custom logo there. However, I've had many teachers that want their worksheets turned in. And so then that would be the great opportunity for using the worksheet that we had already handed out. Questions on that?
Katie, I have a question. Can
Yes.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So many of our students today have one-to-one devices. Would it be appropriate for them to be following along, or is it just better to have their device closed and then have the teacher project this PowerPoint, if you will, on a larger screen?
That's a good question. And I think that is a question for the educator. Because again, some educators want them to turn. And so that would be the hard copy paper. If they do want them to follow along digitally or take notes digitally, that's an option as well. I will state on week 2 and week 4. So Emma, week 2 and week 4, if you want to make a note, they will need a laptop. They will, or if they, that's, I guess I should say, they don't need it necessarily. Easier option, they do take a career interest survey, and they can do that through their paper. However, they will need to refer back to it, or so they will not want. So week 2 and week 4, they take a career interest survey, and again, you can do that on just fine. We just want to make sure that the educator holds on to those so they don't get lost. Questions on that? All right, we'll move on. So again, you're going through elements of a logo. You're talking about color, shape, imagery, symbols, names, and initials. And this is all throughout your guidebook to talk about as well. Your logo debrief. So the students can go around, they can share their work. They can share their logos and explain why they chose the colors, the images that they did. Some ideas you could ask, you might want to use your artwork that represents who you are. If the person plays baseball, maybe they want to add a baseball like that. And then on page 19 of the, you will see considerations, examples, and things like that to read off to the students to give them ideas. Again, you're going through, this is your recap. What is a brand? What is a logo? What is a tagline? Okay. And then if there's any feedback, if there's any questions, you can answer that at this time. And then just letting students know to be aware of logos around you and what represents you. With this, if you do have extra time, there is additional opportunities and you can keep scrolling if you'd like. Otherwise, after your recap, again, the recap would be talking about what a brand is, what a logo is, and what a tagline is. When you're done with that piece, you're done with the lesson. Any questions with that?
It looks pretty straightforward.
It is. The guide is very, very helpful. And the first time I did this, I didn't know if I would get students to participate, but having the teacher in the classroom with you the whole time, since they're getting them to talk, they're talking about, you know, their own career path. They're talking about my career path. They really listened. They were got to where I am and my interests, things like that. So adding those personal touches is really great. I will also share with you lesson 2 and lesson 5. Lesson 2, there is one career info packet of posters. So Emma, that will go right to the teacher. Kristen will already have that packet. So as you're looking through your guidebook, you'll see the different sheets that you'll need. So again, the career info sheet posters will already be in the classroom for lesson 2. For lesson 5, there is a model resume, and this is online only. So you'll see that image in your guidebook for lesson 5, and you might think, oh, I don't have this one with me. It's because it's a digital resource. So you don't have to worry about that. Any other questions? All right. Well, that's all I have. You guys were a great audience. You had great questions. And again, if you run into any hiccups along the way as you're looking through material or thinking, oh, do this, feel free to reach out to any of us junior achievement people. All right. And so Tom and Emma, yes, if you would like to work together on lesson, great. You don't even have to touch base with us on that. As long as you two know that one of you or both of you will be covering that lesson, that sounds good to us. We're good with that. And again, Liz will be in touch with both of you to make sure everybody has what they need to start their lessons.
And Liz, I did see that email. Sorry. Thank you. And Emma, let's just coordinate before I'm out the earlier part of that week. I'm over in Wisconsin, but I'm back, I don't know, sometime before then. So.
Okay.
I think the only thing is if you're going to switch, if it's fine if you're both there, but if Emma, you're scheduled to be, you're going to be there and Tom is, maybe just shoot Kristen an email and let her know.
Sure.
So when you check in, but I'll figure
Yeah.
out all the check-in information. We'll get all that. We'll work together to get
Yeah.
that.
Very good.
Okay.
So
can't hear.
Liz will send you
Hey.
Liz, sorry, can you hear me now? Okay, so Liz will also send information and if you need to wear a face mask or how to check in. She'll send you information. Every JA coordinator or district manager will send that information directly to you, so you have that. Any other questions? Excellent. If you have not signed a WUFU registration form yet to get registered as a volunteer, please let us know and we will get that to you so you can fill that out. We just need you officially registered so that we have you on our database to match you up with the class.
They're all set, Katie. They're way ahead of the game.
Awesome.
Yeah, good job,
Any
guys.
other
Thank you.
questions for me or for our team? All right. Well, we could not. So grateful to you. If there are any other opportunities or you know of other people that would like to help out with JA, we do have other opportunities like mock interviews. And so if anybody would like to participate, you help us bring this curriculum in, make it a good experience, and we can do it for free. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.